What's going on, Assassins? It's Darkshard of the YouTube Assassin, and I finally completed all of Dawn of Ragnarok, the expansion for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Now, I wanted to give my honest opinion of it. After completing it, you saw I've done several videos on it. I had a bunch of other stuff going on in between as well, but I really wanted to sit back, give it a fair assessment, and give you exactly what I thought about this game. Now, overall, I thought it was a great expansion. Not gonna lie. I'm definitely not gonna lie. Now, I know a lot of people had said that they don't like the whole fantasy element and everything like that. I understand that. And I actually did a video addressing that, in which I explained that in reality, Odin dies, is reincarnated as Eivor. Eivor basically sits by a tree and becomes a human animus and is going back and reliving the memories of Odin, which is basically why she does that. That's basically what we're in. That's what Dawn of Ragnarok is. It's just reliving memories of Odin for a particular reason. I'm going to try to keep this as spoiler free as possible. There will be spoilers, but just letting you know right now. So, she does go back in time basically and remembers Odin and, things that Odin had done. And you have to remember that while this is Norse mythology, at the same time, it's not exact Norse mythology, which many of you have pointed out and have been upset about also. And another thing we got to understand is that in the Assassin's Creed world, they are Isu. What we considered the gods were actually Isu. They were the ones that came before humans, which, if you played from the beginning, you would understand the whole concept of all that. I'm an OG. I played since the very first game. It has a long, convoluted history with the Isu and the humans and whatnot. And maybe that's a topic for a video another day. But, that's why I didn't get too upset when it came down to the kind of mythological aspect of this, in all honesty. Now, that being said, the game is not worth $40. You can complete it fairly quickly. I know I still have certain things in Kara's domain, and I have all these opal to complete, but all in all, between getting her items and getting all the opal, it really shouldn't take me more than 3 hours, and I think I'm being overzealous there. All right, 3 hours it should take to do all this. It took me 7 hours to complete the main campaign, and I can prove that because I every day have posted the Dawn of Ragnarok, what I've done in the game. Now, aside from that, all the other lootables and everything took me like maybe another 7-8 hours. In total, I had to have completed this game and everything in it about 15 hours, no lie. And I've been keeping tabs on the time. I've been looking at how long it's been taking me, what my PlayStations have been. Even if I had to go and farm wolf claws for one of the offerings, if I had to fish for one of the offerings, I counted that. And again, it still did not total to any more than 15 hours. So everybody who was saying that, they were doing this in like 10, 12 hours, that must have been speed running. I actually paid attention to everything that was said, and in all my videos, you'll see that I don't fast forward through anything. I'm literally watching everything that everyone says. I even watched during the Dwarves in Distress, which I don't show, but the Dwarves in Distress, you actually had to pay attention to what they were saying, otherwise you would lose out on what's going on and whatnot. And a friend of mine actually went through that. He had called me up, hey, Dark, I'm at this point, what am I supposed to do? I don't understand. And I was like, well, you didn't listen to the dwarf said this. And you could easily get caught up on there and mess up with what you're supposed to be going on if you fast forward through everything. So all the cutscenes, everything like that, I just kept going through and letting it play out, unlike the rest of the game where I really had no interest in what anybody was saying. So honestly, it did fascinate me, but they promised a 35-hour adventure, and I mean, 15 hours is a lot to cut down, and there's no way that you're going to take like an extra couple of hours to get all that opal. And in fact, you could get all that opal as you were playing through. Another thing is the ease with which I did this game. I played the entire game with the stick, believe it or not, once I got it. I really did enjoy the Huger Rip. I enjoyed kind of like the new abilities and powers that it gave you, but I like that it was only left in this realm. I enjoyed, like collecting all the new armors and all the new abilities, and I like that the armors and the abilities came with you when you went back to Midgard. I was worried about that. I was worried that we're going to collect all this stuff for nothing. We're going to have all this great gear, and we could only use it in this one expansion. So for them to allow us to go everywhere with it, especially upgrading to Divine, I thought that was absolutely phenomenal, and I really did appreciate it. And I did appreciate that the Huger Rip actually stayed in this fantasy realm. The only thing was I was kind of worried, or not really worried, but I was kind of let down when I went to Asgard and Jotunheim. I was hoping to have the Huger Rip in those as well, but, it doesn't transfer over. It's only in Ragnarok, in Dawn of Ragnarok, in Svartalfheim. And, I mean, I thought they fixed this there. They really didn't. Look at its legs. These guys and their programming, I really can't. I can't handle how they can't program simple things or fix simple things even 16 months after this game has come out. It's really weird. Even though the game was so short, it's still an absolutely beautiful game. I really did love the scenery. I loved the abilities. I loved all the things that you had to do, the challenges and whatnot. Even though they could be done quick, especially once you caught on, once you knew exactly what needed to be done, like everything just became easier. Everything just went by fast, especially when you took the time to upgrade your gear and equipment. The boss fights were kind of simple. It was kind of weird. Like I said, I did everything with the wooden stick. Once I got the wooden stick, go look at all my playthroughs. Every playthrough, every boss, I'm fighting with the wooden stick, including the secret boss. I fought with the wooden stick with no problem. And the wooden stick has no properties, no special abilities, anything like that. It just is what it is. But the thing is that it did bring a lot to the table when you had all these extra abilities, all these extra things. When you're in the middle of a fight and you're using the Huger Rip to do certain things, it kind of changes the game, which was a lot of fun. Even though, like, when I'm doing those boss fights, I don't use any of that stuff. I just use the beatdown stick here, the tabla. But, I thought it was kind of wild. Honestly, I would have liked to see the boss fights be a little more dramatic, a little more hardcore, a little more exciting. I'm hoping to find extra boss areas. I would love that if there's extra areas where you see, like bosses and hidden areas and stuff like that. I would love to see stuff like that. And I'm going to keep searching. But, overall, it really wasn't that hard. It wasn't that difficult. But still, with all the different abilities that you got, it really did change the game. It really did make the game a little bit different. And at the same time, it was nice that they kept that in Svartalfheim so that way you couldn't bring it to Midgard and just be OP. I mean, you're OP as is. We're power 535, and that's, not even including all the mastery points that you probably have. Like, I've got hundreds of points in each mastery, so, you're just completely OP, At this point, I don't even know if they'll do a new game plus. It kind of makes no sense at this point because what are you going to do? You already did everything there is to do. You completed everything. I know some people are going to want it still, and we'll see what happens. I kind of personally have a feeling that they're not going to do it, but that's neither here nor there. The Valkyries Arena, which is another kind of cool option that they've got there, that one is pretty cool, but it kind of makes no sense because it's Odin, thousands of years in the past, as an Isu. We're talking, thousands upon thousands of years BC, possibly even millions. And when he's telling stories which is what the arena is. It's basically him telling stories about his conquests and battles he had. He's talking about things that Eivor did. He's talking about fighting the three witches, gonorrhea, what's her name, and what's her name to get like the Thor armor. He's talking about battles with Dag. It's all kind of weird. It really makes no sense that like you would include any of these people who quote unquote don't exist yet. So I thought it was kind of strange. Of course, that's not a deal breaker for the game. And I know some people even complain that like the character models here, the Jotun and the Muspel, that they're basically characters that you would run into in Midgard, all the soldiers and everything. They're just, like different sizes and different looks, but they have the same reactions and everything. Like you have the axemen, you have all the people that are doing like the same exact things, the spearmen, the shieldmen, things like that. And I get that, but at the same time, it's really not that bad. The glitches that we got, they haven't nerfed at all. I don't think they're going to change that at all. I think they're going to keep that in, and I'm all for it, honestly. As far as changes go, I would have liked to see like a little more difficulty. I would have loved to see a little more maybe hidden bosses, because that's something we haven't seen a lot of. We normally see just straightforward stuff going on. And honestly, I would have liked to see that it was a full 35 hours of gameplay, but everything pretty much was what we're used to as far as the quest structure and everything. The arc structure was perfect. It wasn't too long and convoluted and, just so many different characters and stories added. It was just the right thing, and I wish the main campaign was a little similar to that. But other than that, like I said, I thought it was decent. I thought it was a decent expansion. I really did enjoy it. I look forward to seeing what they do further. I hope it's more like this, and I really do hope they get the bugs out, because I know a lot of people were still having issues with bugs. There were tons of bugs with like armor sets, and I actually went and got the Allfather set, and at one point I bought, all I had left were the bracers and the boots, and I bought the bracers, and after I bought the bracers, they gave me all the tokens back, and they removed the bracers from my inventory, and I had no way of collecting these bracers again. I had to go back to an older save. So it was just really weird. Ubisoft, you gotta fix that. You gotta fix this game. Please. Please fix it. Anyway, let me know what you thought. Let me know how long it took you to play the game. Let me know if you're still playing it. Let me know if you enjoy it or you hate it. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure you like and subscribe. It helps this channel out an awful lot. As always, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. And until next time, take care, be good, stay safe, take care of each other. See you all in the next one. You know how we end this.
The other side was barred.
Ya Yi!